Hola cafeños, we are Cafe Con Leche Travels. My name is Travis.
My name is David, and a year and a half ago we sold everything we owned and moved to Merida, Mexico.
And now a year and a half later, we think we're qualified to give you the honest truth about the pros and the cons of living in Merida.
So let's go. We're gonna get into all that, but first, we're gonna get some food at a new place in Centro called Crush.
That we heard has vegan ice cream. What?
We gotta check this out.
Let's go. This place is a vibe, and I'm excited about it. I'm gonna get a blessed wrap, their no buffalo wings wrap with lettuce, carrot, celery, and guacamole. Can't wait for the guacamole.
I'm gonna get a Mood Mex burger, which is a black bean burger with jalapenos, guacamole, and kind of the basics, lettuce, pickle, pico de gallo, and it comes with what I like as fries, potato wedges. This fried tofu, and it tastes just like a boneless wing. It is so good.
Now that we are fed,
Y'all, that was delicious.
we are ready to tell you about the pros and cons about living in Merida. But before we do, some caveats.
We just want to preface that we obviously love being in Merida. We love being in the Yucatan. We can't say it enough how much we love this place. We've been here a year and a half.
So if you need proof, just scroll back in our videos and find every single video where we're sharing the beauty and the wonder that is living in Merida.
And we'll continue to do that.
And we just want to be honest about some of the pros and some of the cons that we found after living here.
The first pro is that Merida feels like a small town, but it also feels like a big city. You get the feeling of a small town, like get to know, everybody knows everybody feeling, but you also get the expansion of a bigger city with your Walmarts, your big shops, your brand names, all that stuff is here.
It is the capital of the state, so everything is here. And yet, it does at moments feel like a little sleepy small town.
Yeah, if a city like Mexico City or Guadalajara is overwhelming for you, this city is the perfect type of city for you, because you feel like you're getting those moments of a big city, but you won't get overwhelmed at all.
And there is enough to do. There are 1 million people here, so there's enough bars and restaurants and museums, nightlife to be entertained, but it's definitely not Mexico City, Guadalajara, any of the bigger towns.
You really get the experience here of Mexican people living their lives, doing it in a manageable city.
And our first con is the most obvious con. If you've watched anyone talk about Merida, read anything about Merida, the first thing they're gonna tell you is...
It's hot.
It's hot.
Capital HOTTTTT exclamation point.
Depending on what time of year, it's either incredibly hot or just hot. Right now it is the end of February. Today was 91 degrees.
If you're coming to Merida during this time of year, you might fake yourself out and think like, oh, it's not so hot. Mm-hmm. Turns out you're lying to yourself because it is.
It's 91 in February, and come like May, June, oof.
And you don't get used to it.
You don't.
It's hot.
We made a whole video about how to survive the heat in Merida, which we will link somewhere on this screen and also below. It's real, is what we'll say.
Yes, it is.
But we're still here. The next pro for living in Merida for us has been the very affordable cost of living.
We came from a place in the States that was muy caro.
Los Angeles.
Coming to a city like Merida, it was a complete shift financially for us. We know that that's a shift because we get paid in dollars, and we always will recognize that, but it has been a significant change for us.
We will say, however, the cost of housing seems to have gone up since we first moved. We moved in November 2020, so obviously still in the pandemic. Things have loosened up. A lot more people are traveling right now. Prices have gone up a bit, but still obviously nowhere near Los Angeles.
Merida, it is growing at a fast rate, and that is contributing to the cost of living going up.
We were with a friend a couple months ago and we're like, yeah, we think prices have gone up. And she's like, yeah, it's your fault.
Oops.
Sorry.
Stop coming here.
She's like, if you would stop making YouTubes about how great it is to live here. So that is our bad. Besides the cost of housing, everything else still is very affordable for us. Cost of restaurants, we can go out like we just did and get ice cream afterwards, not have to freak out about breaking the bank. And getting around town, transportation is still relatively inexpensive. And so for our budget, it has been a true blessing and has allowed us to travel around Mexico and make videos for you guys.
Yes. The second con is kind of attached to the cost of living, which has kept it low on the low end for us, is that you do need a car when you live here, or it will make your life a lot easier if you do.
Yes, because we don't have a car, but life would be a lot easier if we did have a car.
Yeah, Merida is very spread out. We live up north. A lot of things going on are in Centro, which is about a 30-minute drive, and you can get Uber here, which the rates for that are going up as well, but it would make life a lot easier if you have your own vehicle to get around.
We will say though, that's for us because we live outside of Centro. If you lived downtown in Centro, you could walk almost everywhere you needed if everything you needed was only downtown.
Right.
And it also makes it easier to go on day trips and little weekend trips out to the coast, out to Valladolid, to cenotes, to the ruins, all that good stuff. Obviously, it's a lot easier with a car. That being said, we have survived for a year and a half without a car and very much enjoy not having those expenses.
Yes, by far. The third pro is there is an international airport. You can fly directly from the States to Merida.
From what we've experienced, the direct flights are from Houston and from Miami, but it is nice to not always have to connect in a bigger place like Mexico City.
You can also get around very easily to other cities in Mexico from Merida, and very inexpensively.
We, as you know, if you followed our channel for the last year and a half, we've flown almost all of the time, all of the places, and we are not rich. And so
not even a little bit.
All of our flights have been very affordable for us. I don't think we've ever paid over $200.
No.
And we also do not plan, so we are not booking these tickets very far in advance. We're booking them 2 or 3 days out.
Yeah, and we are so grateful for that.
It really is easy to get all around Mexico from Merida, not only by plane, we've also loved taking the bus all around the Yucatan. So just regional and international transportation here is great.
Top notch.
Our third con is that because Merida is pretty spread out, there's a compact central area, but then the neighborhoods around it, like we said, are kind of far apart. You do have to drive to get to them. It can be kind of hard to find a community, especially if you're new in town, especially if you don't know a lot of people. Because Merida is so spread out, maintaining relationships with people can be a bit of a challenge if you guys live far away from each other. This is something we were used to coming from Los Angeles, which is much bigger than Merida. And so it's not obviously that big of a con to us, but as we were trying to come up with things, that is one thing. People can be far away and you're like, oh, it's a half an hour.
Yeah, that is something to keep in mind if you are a people person. You'll just have to be really intentional about finding people and spending time with them, going out of your way to do that because it is so spread out here. The last and biggest pro is kindness. We have said this multiple times, and we will continue to say that about the people here, specifically in Merida. You just can't find kinder people.
And at this point, we have traveled to so many different cities around the country and have experienced the kindness of strangers from so many beautiful, wonderful Mexican people who have been nothing but kind to us everywhere. And yet, there is still a distinct and unique kindness of people from the Yucatan and specifically people from Merida.
We love traveling and meeting people all over this country, but it feels so good to come home and be welcomed back to Merida because of the kindness that we have felt and feel. We have just been so grateful for that.
It's like coming home to a hug. Every time we land in Merida, we're like, oh, we're back.
Every time.
Oh, we missed you, Merida.
Yeah.
All right, if you know our channel, you know it's hard for us to be negative.
We love this place so much. We do not like to put negative energy out into the internet, so to come up with a cons list is very hard for us.
There's enough negativity on the internet. We don't need to add to it. But no place is perfect, and we just wanted to be honest about our experience after a year and a half of living in Mexico. I can't believe it's been a year and a half.
We hope you enjoyed this. We come out with full vlogs every Thursday.
So if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, and if you hit the bell, it really helps our channel out. So thank you so much.
So much.
All right, here comes our tagline.
Hasta luego.
We'll see you next time.